like this, make it pop like this, make it not like this, make it drop.
Okay, so hello and welcome to the demo day of Think.Make.Start batches 12 and 13. My name is Annabelle and I'm going to moderate you through the next 2 hours. And yeah, we are very excited to stand here today with all of you because we were not so sure that this day is going to be happening. So we are very grateful for this. And this is why we want to start with a big thank you round. First of all, we want to thank the president of the Technical University, Professor Thomas Hoffmann, who's a great supporter for this event. And then we especially want to thank all the professors who supported this event. There's a big shout out to Professor Holger Patzelt and Markus Zimmermann. And yeah, we also want to welcome our lovely jury who is sitting right here in front of me, starting with Sören Guiner from Motius, And then we have Gregor Kohls from Felix and Alexander Beischel from Mint.X and Annette Böhmer from BMW. And last but not least, Dr. Rebecca Preller from the TUM Entrepreneurship Research Institute, long name. And yes, so many of you, especially maybe the viewers, do not totally, oh, sorry, that was wrong. The biggest thank you for sure goes to you students, because for us as coaches and the whole team, the past 10 days have been very emotional and very exciting and very special to us. So we are very proud of what you have done. And I'm also very proud of my whole crew here. Yeah, so a big applause for all of you. We trained this so well, so this was awesome. Yeah, but okay, so I'm done talking here. I think all of you want to know what TMS might be about or what the students have been doing the past 10 days. And this is why we have done a quick recap movie, which can be rolled up now. Okay, so I think all of you are now excited to see the first pitch, and we are going to start with a great team. So I'd like to welcome Alex and Philip from Team Copy on stage now.
Thank you, Annabelle. And hi, everybody. Imagine you're driving on the highway. You're not paying attention for 1 second, and then, boom, you hit the car in front of you. We at Team Copy, your safety co-pilot, which helps you avoid accidents like this. 10,000 lives could be saved each year in the US alone if all cars had driving assistance features. If you look at the bigger picture, there's 1 billion cars in the world. 900 million of them did not have any driving assistance features last year. And this number will stay at 500 million cars in 2030, showing there's still half of all cars which do not have these safety-enhancing features. This is why we developed CoPi. CoPi is your safety assistance retrofit, which works with any car. Anybody can easily place it in the front of your car to get these safety features. And it's also 30% cheaper than if you were to buy this from an OEM in an integrated car solution, so that we hope to also attract customers who just bought a new car. But now, let's have a look how copy works in practice.
Yeah, so we developed two initial starting features. First of all, we have a distance warning. We use machine learning models to detect the car in front of us, measure the distance, and if the driver is about to crash, we trigger a warning such that the driver still has enough time to react. The second feature is traffic sign detection. Again, we use machine learning models to detect and recognize the signs and display it on our display to the driver such that he always knows how fast he's allowed to go. This is our actual product, our prototype. You can see the current speed limit is shown, and as soon as the traffic sign is detected, it switches to 60. What's happening in the background, on the top you can see the video of the traffic sign detection, and in the bottom you can see the depth estimation. The blue bright colors correspond to a distance that is close by, and the dark purple colors correspond to a more far distance. Our vision does not stop here. We want to add more features, such as more hardware and software solutions, and features will be dead angle warning, lane keeping, and many more. Who are we? Our team consists of 3 tech experts, namely me, Roya and Salman, and 2 business experts, Mark and Alexander. Together, we are CoPy, and our vision is to ensure safe mobility for everyone. Thank you very much.
Yes, so I think my old car definitely needs one of those. But yes, so the chat is also allowed now to ask questions, but we would like to start with a Q&A here at the jury. Yeah, maybe I have to explain, here's a timer in front of us, and the students only have 3 minutes, so if this noise comes up, their 3 minutes are over. Yeah, so first question here. Do you mind if I throw it?
Yes, perfect. So first of all, thank you very much for the pitch. My first question would be, how does your business model look like, and how would you enter, or would you like to enter the market?
So, trying to find the best slide to explain. Basically, we got the customer feedback and have the prototype ready. The next step will be to test it with the first customers, so to get this lovely box into a better looking state so that we can actually have the first sales. And we will sell it as a one-off price of 500 euros. In the market research, this was shown to be the best price range customers are willing to pay. And then they get this box for the car.
You might just say your name before you.
Hi, so I'm Alex, and my question is in this case, what do I need to modify on my car in order to add your system to my car? Do I just need to put it below the windshield or anywhere else?
So you don't need to modify anything in your car. Our goal was to develop a prototype or a product that is super easy to install. Many competitors have some more issues with that. They need a professional to install it. So our goal was really an easy to install solution. And there will be several options. You can place it on your dashboard if you have the space for that, or otherwise we will have some GoPro-like mounting that you can directly mount it on your windshield.
Wait, there's a question in the audience, so I have to move over to the tech team here.
Hi, so there's one question in the chat, which is Andreas is asking about product warranty and insurance profits. Can you say something about that?
So in terms of product warranty, we definitely are going to do also scientific studies in terms of how much advantage we can provide. The only study we have so far is that existing features can save around 1/3 of fatal accidents. And in terms of insurances, they are definitely a potential target customer where we could sell the data on driving performance of customers. But as a first step, we just want to sell it to customers to see if consumers are actually willing to install it into their cars.
All right, one last question from Sören.
Thank you very much from my side as well. My name is Sören. So the question would be, do you have any indication already that people will actually be willing to pay $500 for that? So of course, like everybody sees it as a problem, but do they see it as a problem on their side because they are perfect drivers, right? So why would they pay $500?
Totally.
Just answer.
So in the user research, we suggested different price ranges. 500 euros was the cutoff where many people still accept this product. And it's often also not about the drivers themselves, but also the other people on the road. So for example, if people brake really hard, they would be warned a bit quicker with our device. And also they get the additional benefits like the traffic sign detection.
All right, our next team is going to be Food Angels, and I would like to welcome Jovina and Alina on stage.
So, test? It's not working, I believe. Okay, thanks. Hello, everyone. Let me directly start with a question. Do you speak Earth? Especially in recent times, she's talking to us loud and clear, but it's time now to listen and act. Did you know that, especially in Germany, supermarkets throw almost 500,000 food away every year? And one of the reasons for that is an inefficient booking ordering inventory system for the supermarkets. So let me explain you what the problem is. Right now, currently, the supermarket workers need to first identify the spoiled food, fruit or vegetable, then they estimate the weight for it manually, then they manually book it out from the inventory system, and at the end, they throw it away. In general, the cost for one supermarket chain in 1 year are 76 million, and the employees spend around 2.6 million hours for this task, and also they need to learn around about 150 product codes to do this inventory process. So this problem is very inefficient, but we have a solution for that.
We developed a smart waste tracking system, which you can see there, the prototype, and it brings us up to 25% of time savings. We're going to demonstrate the process now. So imagine Alina, she's a supermarket worker, and she finds a spoiled apple in the market. She just brings it to the system. She can scan the apple with the camera. The audio signal is the feedback for her that the type got detected. Now she can throw it into the bin. The integrated scale on the ground transfers the weight of the apple to the system, and with one confirmation click on the touch screen, she can finish the writing of order. We asked some potential customers about their opinion, and we got one statement from Valentin Lecherzuber, who is the managing assistant at Edeka Lecherzuber in Wimmer. And he said that there is definitely a potential for a solution like this, helping to track our waste and improve our order prediction. Those are the team angels. On the tech side, we have Josef, Valentin, Frederic, and Alina. Our business developer is Mohammed, and I'm Jovina, the problem expert. We as Food Angels are determined to save valuable resources for future generations. And if you share our vision, feel free to join us on our journey. We are happy for any suggestions or cooperations, and thanks a lot.
Yeah, so such a cool mission. And is there any question again, first in the jury? Sure, wait, I might just hand it over.
Thank you very much. I'm Rebecca, and my question would be, how would your revenue model look like?
So we start with a B2B business model, which is sales-driven in the beginning. So we start with the sales setup and maintenance of our systems. And then later, our aim is to go to a data-driven system with data analysis, optimization, suggestions for the orderings, and subscription fees.
Thank you.
Is there another question in the jury? Maybe? All right, so is my mic on?
Hi, so I'm Alex. The question is, does your system detect the fruit itself and also if it's spoiled or not, or do the workers still need to decide if it's spoiled and need to be thrown away?
First, the workers decide if the food is spoiled. So current process, they need to also do the inventory for this spoiled food. And yeah, so the system will define only the type of the food.
And the weight.
And the weight, yeah.
Any other question? All right. So if anyone is interested, you always can contact them afterwards or so. And then thanks again and a big applause for the Food Angels. All right. And now we would like to welcome Christian and Valentin on stage from Claytivation.
We are Claytivation, and we, with our sustainable and smart energy storing wall, we solve the problem, or we take a big step towards a CO2 neutral life. Our world suffers from CO2 emissions. 17.5% of global CO2 emissions result from energy usage in buildings. 50% of global solid waste are caused by the construction sector. To make a big step towards renewably generated energy, we need smart solutions to store energy and also renewable materials.
For this, we propose a two-in-one solution containing a space heating unit and heat storage. We built our wall out of clay, which is the most sustainable construction material you can use for heat storage. But more on this later. We optimized our product in a way so that you can save as much energy as possible in a smart home building use. Now let me show you this on the concept. In the middle, you have your core heat activation, which is for the storage. In case of our prototype, we heated it up to 50 degrees core temperature, which will then slowly be given to the room over the next couple hours and even days. To give the short-term heating demand, we added an extra activation layer on the surface. And yeah, so now let me give you some numbers. If you're looking at energy storage compared to the CO2 emissions that are caused while producing the storage, we can save, we emit 17 times less CO2 compared to an equal concrete wall and 334 times less than a lithium-ion battery. If you look at the smartness of our wall, in a standard heating system with a heat pump and photovoltaics, we can save 10 to 15% heating energy right off the bat. And literature suggests this can be even as high as 30%.
Our team of 5 comes from different backgrounds, engineering, technology, and business. To make the next move, we want to improve our product even further, doing R&D, and with our partners from the industry, we want to equip 3 houses in the first quarter of 2022 with our Claytivation Smart Energy Wall If you want to get involved, please contact us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's still amazing what type of prototypes they build in those 10 days. Cannot believe there's a wall standing here. Is there a question in the jury? Sure, Søren.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys. I understand the problem, I understand some parts of the solution, but I can imagine that building buildings with that is even more expensive. And given the current debate about, like, you know, living has to be payable still, like, who's going to pay for that stuff, and how can you make sure that rents are still, like, low enough for everyone to pay that, and not only for cool penthouses?
On this aspect, it's also good to say that clay is very sustainable, but also very cheap. It comes out of the, I don't know the English word, but Kieswerk, and it's basically a garbage product, which we, for our product prototype, even got for free. And if you're looking at saving money on rent, like efficiency and like saving, we're saving with our system 30% in energy savings, which is up to, I don't know, in a normal one family house, 500 euros per year in heating energy you can save.
Oh, I think my mic was not on. Is there another question?
So hi, I'm Alex again. My question is, which type of walls can you build with your solution? Because, I mean, concrete has quite a high stability, so you need it in order to build higher houses. And as we see, the trend in building houses is going to higher and higher houses due to the decreasing amount of area we do have, especially in cities.
Yeah. Well, typically, the first building type we're targeting is like lightweight wooden frame housing. Like you can also see here, like you have a wooden frame around holding for the static use. And this is where we would, in the middle, instead of insulation, we would put our clay. But it can even also work in a high-rise building, which is normally built with concrete pillars carrying the weight. And then, like, even if you look around our room, there's like between the walls that are just like dry walls, they don't carry any weight. So this is also a solution where our product can come into use.
All right, I think there's a question in the chat, so I have to run again to the tech team.
So there's one question from Andreas. Where does the heat for the storage come from?
There's of course different possibilities for this. Of course, like we want to make it possible to use renewably generated heat. So this is why we suggest you use it with a heat pump and photovoltaics combination. So basically, when the sun is shining, you get free heat through your energy system, and this is we maximize these winnings of the free heat when you store it in our wall, basically.
So, yeah, cool. And there's still time for another question. Oh, yo, Annette, we haven't had Annette.
Hi, I'm Annette. If you build a house, there are different classes for energy efficiency that a house can have, like 500 or something like this. And if you do this, then you get a benefit. Can you estimate if you can meet the requirements, or which energy efficiency can you propose?
Yeah, well, energy efficiency is mostly related to the thickness of insulation and like the air tightness you have. So this is like a different thing. Would be more like on a, it's not really in the same area of energy efficiency. It's more like using and storing your energy in a sustainable and cheap way, I guess.
Okay, Rebecca again. I would like to ask, what would be your starting market? So how would you approach the market? What would be the perfect first customer?
Okay, so perfect first customer would just be any prefab company which build prefabricated houses, and we would improve our product so we can or do it in lightweight houses because there's the greatest benefit from it.
All right, thank you. So next team or next people on stage are going to be Pauli and Finn. Let's welcome Team Flocus on stage.
Hi everyone, we're Team Flocus, and now you've gotten so much input from the previous great pitches that we want to refocus now together by starting off with a little breathing exercise. So please, on my count, breathe in for 3, 2, 1, hold for 3, 2, 1, and breathe out for 3, 2, 1. Focus and breathing is actually our main topic because we focused on athletes who often struggle focusing in competitions, and that's actually the main reason why they fail in competitions. The other reason why they struggle to focus is because they can't control their breathing. Actually, 3 out of 4 people among us struggle to control their breathing before and during sports. Among professional athletes, this is already very known, so they include breath work in their training sessions, but this is not the case for amateur athletes. We as Flocus want to enable amateur athletes to call up peak performance through controlled breathing, and that's why we developed a little tool that we call the Flow that you can attach to your clothing, and it then measures your breathing and sends the information to your smartwatch or phone. With this, you can perform guided and monitored breathing exercises. Right now, we focus on the psychological preparation right before competitions, and then soon we'll be able to also offer ongoing breath tracking through our training sessions and personalized recommendations on how to perform better. And this is how it works.
Thank you, Pauli. So our athlete here can basically just attach the device to their chest, and it will instantly start sending their breathing data to their smartphone or smartwatch, where on our app we display an optimal breathing rhythm through this circle. So expanding means breathe in, and compressing means breathe out. And then we have a black ring displaying their current breathing status, so they can concentrate on matching their own movement, own breathing to the optimal breathing movement, and thereby decreasing their heart rate and focusing. Which now that we have achieved sync here, our athlete is ready to perform again in their next exercise.
Well, we will first focus on targeting tennis players, but as we spoke to a lot of people, we actually detected that 9 out of 10 of them on average want to try our product. So there are lots of opportunities for going into other sports and also going into other purposes. So at some point, even office workers can use our tool to focus better in stressful situations at work, because we want to let everyone perform their best.
Yeah, so as you can already see on the slide, it's an awesome team here who developed a great product. Is there a oh, I see already one jury question. Nettie, I'm going just to solve.
Thank you so much, Annette. I really like the product, and I see many, many different use cases for that. But how does it technically work? Is it really a device that I have to detach very near to my breast, or can we?
Thank you for the question. So this is the device that we're currently using. It's already in this prototype. It's a small Arduino board which can measure through an IMU the movement that it receives from your actual breathing movement. And we then perform some data analysis and smoothing to get from this raw data to a more concise breathing data that, as you can see on this slide, is already way clearer that you can see the breathing movement. And from that, we do some spectrum analysis, and we can detect the breathing rate already and display this moving circle in the app.
And what's the vision afterwards, like the 101st prototype after the current one?
Well, we're definitely working on making it smaller and smaller, because from the user interviews that we did, we found out that people don't want another wearable that's clearly visible, but they want a tool that supports them that is almost invisible. So the vision here is that you can really easily attach it to your clothing without it being too invasive. So women, for example, can clip it to their sports bra, or men can also attach it to like a chest belt, or from the inside to the chest or clothing.
So Alex here again. 2 small questions. One is, in your app you showed the heartbeat as well. So can your device measure it, or was this another variable? And the other question is, what is your target price to sell it?
Okay, so I will take the first question. The heart rate we do not measure via this device. So in the demo and in our testings, we used the normal Apple Watch to track that and use that as an indicator to track how well we help relieve the stress and lower the heart rate. But we do not track it with this device.
I'll take the second question. So we don't want to have a high hurdle for getting this product out into the market. So our retail price is mainly covering the cost plus some extra. So we would try sell it for 30 euros. And then in the end, when we offer ongoing breath tracking, we would offer the data analysis for a subscription of like 3 euros per month.
Sören again, thank you very much. The question would be, do I actually need this hardware device, or wouldn't it be sufficient to just have the app, display that circle that's moving, and just say to the user, hey, breathe according to the circle? Why do I need the input device?
Yeah, that's a
you take it.
It's a very good question. The main point is that you perform exercises better when you can control them in some way. So you get feedback if you're doing it right or wrong. Maybe you know it when you go to like an exercise class at the gym. You just do it better when you watch it. And we did some tests watching the heart rate. And when you watch your own breathing and adjust it to the exercise you're doing, the heart rate drops faster than when you do it without the feedback.
All right, now it's a crazy topic change, so I would like to welcome Vladimir and Philip on stage from Team Brainsight Game Testing.
All right. Thanks, Annabelle. Hi, guys. I'm Philip from Team Brainsight, and we help video game developers to test and improve their games by utilizing cutting-edge neurotechnology. We talked to more than 20 experts of the video game industry and found out that next year they will be spending $200 billion on developing games and $2 billion on actually testing them. But still, there are many games that fail. And the experts identified one major problem. It's this: pen and paper surveys that are conducted in order to test and validate games. As you can guess, this approach is extremely subjective, highly time-consuming, and most of all, the data from a survey is very hard to interpret. Still, they emphasize how crucial game testing actually is in order to create a great game. So we developed a solution. We measure the brain activity of gamers with an EEG hardware, and then we apply our machine learning software in order to translate the EEG data into emotions. This is the first and only objective playtesting method in the market, and it shows exactly what players feel at any moment and location of the game, and therefore allows the developers to quickly identify any gameplay issue. On top of that, we also show which emotional pattern a game needs to induce in order to create a great user experience. And this is what it's all about. A game is great if it delivers the right user experience. So let us have a look at how it looks in practice. So here you can see a gameplay, and I want you to focus on the bottom right graph. There we have an orange line representing positivity, and the blue line representing activity. So here the player had to cross this building over this bar, and once he manages to go over to the next building, we see how the positivity peaks at a very high value. And now he needs to find out how to further climb up the building, but he cannot find the solution to do it. So you see how his positivity declines sharply, and at the same time his activity increases because he's trying hard, he's starting to get frustrated, he fails, and positivity is now very low. So you see how he went from this happy emotional state towards an anxious and frustrated state. And this is just one out of many use cases that we can provide with our technology. And the team behind it is Team Brainsight. We have expertise in neurotechnology, machine learning, signal processing, and entrepreneurship. On top of that, we have acquired a team of world-leading advisors and partners, world-class advisors and partners, including Professor Gordon Cheng, who's one of the world's leading academics in the field of cognitive systems and our academic mentor. Igor Nikolaev, who's a lead game designer at the Gameloft mobile studio, which is one of the biggest ones in the world, and now at Outloud. And Andy Wixler, who's the CTO and co-founder of a Munich-based tech startup Finn, and soon to be Unicorn. We achieved a tester community with more than 100 testers. We signed 5 letters of intent, and yesterday signed the first proper client. Thanks for your attention, and open to questions.
So I guess there must be a question in the jury. All right, Rebecca, I just saw it.
Thanks, Rebecca again. My question would be about your revenue model. So
Okay.
how does it work? Is it a
Yes.
service?
So we invite the testers to our facilities, perform the testing, and we charge the client or the customers based on the amount of hours that we test. So we charge per hour per tester.
How is it scalable then?
It's in so far scalable that we do not only test 1 hour per game, but for example, our customer that we signed yesterday, we will test with 20 hours of gameplay per iteration, and we do several iterations over the development life cycle of a game, which you can see here. So we have several stages of the development life cycle, and there are many stages in which they actually want to do the play testing. And it's scalable in a way that we have an automation of our software, so we just need to gather the data, and then everything runs smoothly.
Thank you. That sounds really interesting. Why did the 5 companies hire you then, for performing the testing and getting testers and so on, or for actually getting the data? Because I would assume that the value is more in the data and then to organize testing.
Yes, so I think they decided to go with us not because we recruited testers for them, because there are other companies who can do the same and do the service. But they hired us because we add this additional value with the data that they cannot get anywhere else. This is why they hire us. Does it answer the question? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gregor again. Next question from my side. So what exactly is your product? So you deliver really the physical hardware as well as the kind of gaining the data? Or it's more like the focus on kind of really analyzing them?
Okay, so
like for me, it wouldn't be really clear what the exact product is. You will more provide a service, or will provide actually the hardware as well, because hardware is like major issue as well.
Yeah. So we provide just the data. So we perform. It's a service, so we perform the actual testing, so they don't have to take care of it by themselves. But the real product or the real service that we provide is the data that they need in order to analyze the game. So it's this objective data we generate it for them, and then we send it to them, and they can analyze it by themselves. Because at the beginning we thought that we need to make interpretations for them, but we found out that the game designers actually just want the data and make the decisions and the analysis by themselves, because they are the experts of the game. We are not.
Hi, Alex here again. So my question is, what exactly are you measuring? Right now we saw like positivity and activity. But the thing is, if I stall in a game and I should just do nothing, then, for example, it would be a gap in your model you just showed. So which parameters can you measure? How do you combine them? And how can you cope different cases, for example? So like a general solution.
So right now we measure those 2 dimensions. So in scientific literature it's called valence and arousal. We just call it positivity and activity for better understanding. But there are 5 dimensions that can actually be measured, and we are working towards expanding our approach to those 5 dimensions, so we can even show more emotions. Okay.
Thank you. Yes. So this is pitch after pitch. Next one on stage are Lucas and Vishnu from Team Air Scout.
Hi everyone, we are Air Scout, and we are on a mission to enable clean air for all. We know air pollution is a big trending issue right now. Nearly 7 million people around the world die. 91% of the entire human population currently lives under bad air conditions. And most importantly, if we roll back last year to the Italy case when the COVID pandemic started, now we know from literature that the huge amount of cases was directly a result of air pollution in these cities over there. Most people, you, me, everyone else in this room, probably think that air pollution is something that they're limited by the location they're in. So if you live in a green or a great city, you think everywhere is great. If it's in a bad city, everywhere is bad. However, in reality, Air pollution is a hyperlocal event that can even change at a street level, and most people are highly unaware about it. We at AirScout, actually in the last 10 days, built this unit. It's a measuring unit that is hyperlocal, portable, and low cost in order to visualize this hyperlocality in pollution at a street level. The data that we collected from these units that we did over the weekend, we had a test case of a 35-kilometer route that we took in a combination of both mobile and stationary sensors through this map in the city of Munich, and you can see the high variability of pollution even in some cases at the same street level. We would now like to actually test and compare this product with the best market available right there. On the left-hand side, you can see Breezometer, which is actually the app in every Apple device right now. You can open your phone and check it out. And you can see the entire zones that they show clean air at the street level changes high variability because they use prediction modeling to detect air pollution in that areas. We at AirScout would like to position ourselves in the market with the next two biggest competitors by taking best of both of what they provide, both highly accurate data and publicly available. We talked to various stakeholders from public to governments, to the general public, the private companies that we found, and even big tech that they're hugely interested in accepting and needing this data. Our business model is a two-pronged approach where we want to make this data freely available to as many people as possible to raise awareness, to reduce their personal exposure, to reroute themselves to cleaner paths through the city so that they have that ownership. And we also want to have a map-based service where we provide the service as paid APIs for actual decision makers to actually tackle the problem at source. This is our wonderful team who actually built and collected all the data and came up with the solution and the problem, experts from sustainability, business, tech, data analysis, etc. We are at an interesting point in our lives. We're at a moment where we are unprecedented amount of climate change and climate action. We at Clean Air would like to provide this amount of change by empowering communities and providing the tools for decision makers. Thank you. And quickly, if anyone would like to try, you can quickly scan it to get a mock-up of our app.
Amazing pitch, Vishnu. And the first question is from Gregor.
Thank you very much for the pitch. My first question would be, what will be your first customer, your go-to-market approach? Because you have so many options. What will be your choice?
Our first customer would be cities that are highly problematic in terms of pollution. Even Munich City, which currently most of us think is a clean city, still faces a lot of pollution challenges, particular with things like NOx. So they would be our initial first customer, partly because we also need their cooperation in terms of setting up the sensors. We were happy to say that we got positive feedback from the Munich municipality when we talked to them. But we also have exciting news relating to big tech, who actually wants to integrate the data to provide better map-based services, whether that was Fitbit or Google Maps.
I didn't really get who collects the data, because I assume that you guys won't go around every weekend, right?
No. So at the moment, what we actually did is we had different systems of collecting data, but initially how it would work, it would be a sensor network of data throughout the city, collecting data via various formats, both at stationary location, but also at mobile locations. Our talks with the Munich municipality was primarily in order to place these in public transportation so that they could cover 470 kilometers and continuously monitor the same streets in it. So it would be a hybrid model of sensing networks.
Hi, Alex again. My question is, how much does one of your stations cost, and how dense do you need to position them in order to get good measurements or good measuring? Because one of the problems is the scaling for a city, which can increase in the costs quite fast.
So this unit right here, which we built in 10 days, costs about 200 euros. But we are hopeful to reduce it down in terms of mass scaling maybe up to 50 euros. But it is highly possible that it will be within the range of 50 to 200, depending on the sensors and locations. Just to give an answer to that question, in the scale of Munich, we would need roughly about 400 to 500 sensors overall to cover the entire city of Munich. And that is the scale at which we're looking. Again, depending on the city, streets, and location, and the network of public transportation, it would be highly variable from city to city.
any other question here? Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So we have two questions in the YouTube chat. So one is there already is an open source do-it-yourself kit available from multiple organizations. Why your platform when data is already available? And the second one is how are the sensors calibrated?
So great question. Can I answer? Yeah,
Keep
okay.
answering.
Okay. So great question. So as we had shown you in the presentation before, maybe I could quickly go back. This is actually the open source data that is actually available in the market and is actually used by Apple right now. You can all go and check. And as you can see, because they use basically solutions on prediction modeling, they're not able to get the accurate information that we are able to get. The second question was about sorry? Calibration, yes. So while we were actually going through this route, we purposefully passed through two of the big sensing units that the city of government had with this multi-million-dollar unit. And we actually calibrated our data to make sure that we were in the safe limits of variance for this device. And we were only off by 0.5 in our measurements. So we made sure that we were accurate in our calculations as well.
All right. Was awesome. So, okay, let's now welcome Nicholas and Michael on stage from Team Lifty and also their team preparing their prototype here.
Thanks, first of all. Right. So, hi everybody. We're Michael and Nico from Lifty, and we want to provide safety for e-bike riders. First of all, who of you know somebody who's had an accident with their e-bike? Maybe an aunt or granddad? That's a lot. Okay. It's interesting to know that about 25% of these accidents actually happen without the involvement of any other vehicle. And so you might ask, okay, why do these people crash? Why do they fall? Part of the answer is that, especially with e-bikes, they are heavy, they are bulky, and so when you're riding slowly or stopping for a traffic light, it's not always easy to handle. We also found that, especially like these situations, are accidents that can be avoided when people are able to reach the ground with both their feet safely. And that's why we created Lifty. Lifty is basically a seat post that adapts the saddle height completely automatically according to your riding speed. And this is how it works.
So, thank you, Nico, and have a safe ride. So, as we're looking at our prototype, we can see the saddle is down now, so he can easily reach the floor. As he starts his ride, the saddle will lift up. And after some time, for instance at a traffic light, when he slows down again, the saddle also will go down as well. So about on our product, on the end, you can see a battery, you can see the two linear motors, as well as an attached speed sensor. But of course, our final product would not look like this. It would be as nice as this one. There you can see we have the engine inside the pipe. And also what's missing here is the battery and the speed sensor, which we want to get from the e-bike itself. Why? We are selling it to e-bike manufacturers directly so that they can easily integrate it in their process of manufacturing. So of course, we also validated our market with potential users as well as bike manufacturers who both showed their interest in our product. The unique selling point of Lifty is seen here. So at the bottom right in this diagram, you can see the fixed seat post, which is also on the picture at the right. You have to adapt it manually while standing. At the left, you have a drop-up post, which is highly adaptable, but you have to use your own hand, finger to press the button, as well as that you need to stand up, and Lifty, which gets your weight up automatically. So why should you trust us in such a project? Well, we have the whole spectrum needed of competences for such a project. We have business, mechanical engineering, informatics, even ergonomics, and electrical engineering. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, so if any of the jury wants to try anything out afterwards, feel free, just approach the teams. So yeah, Nettie.
Just ask us later.
Hi, Annette. I have a mountain bike and would love to have it. From the technical point of view, can you only slowly break it down and up? Also, like, put it up very fast?
So this is our first functional prototype, and so we just wanted to make sure that it would work, and so it's a little bulky and stuff, and a little slower, so we have the right force. But for the final prototype, or final product, if you want, this would be smaller, lighter, and also work a lot faster, a lot slower.
And how much would it then cost?
So maybe take over.
I take over. We estimate a price of €100 for the bike manufacturer. In Germany, 2020, alone 2 million bikes, e-bikes were sold. So we have a potential market of 200 million. And you might ask, €100 is not as much. The problem is that the bike industry has a very long supply chain with also quite high margins. So we sell it to the bike manufacturer, he sells it to the wholesaler, to the bike shop, to the user. So in the end, the user price will be about €500.
Considering the margin, I mean, you also need a margin, and I expect your technical parts will be costly as well. How high is your margin in your estimation, of course?
Yeah, with the toy manufacturer, I estimate a margin that we pay €50 of the 100 to him, and we take 50 of ourselves. Of course, the development is quite, to get these parts so small and into the pipe, it's quite tricky, I guess. But the production itself should be quite simple.
Any other question?
Something in the chat.
Gregor, again, my question would be, like, what is your vision about the company? Would you like to kind of sell it to every single bike manufacturer, or is it really, did you want to cooperate with one larger one and to combine it together? If you get my question.
So yeah, of course, the vision is at first to have a second generation prototype to show it. Then we want to find the bike manufacturers, the toy manufacturer, and expand also into non-electrical bikes. So we need the battery in a smaller system. But in the end, of course, we want to have whole Germany safe with e-bikes.
And how do you protect yourself about not being copied by one big manufacturer?
We haven't done that yet, but we talked to the bike manufacturers and also to some experts, and said the possibility that somebody will steal it in a deal like this is very low. They would rather just buy us.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you for this great presentation.
Thank you.
One second. All right, I don't have to say anything. They're already on stage. This is Marcus and Sam from Perception. Welcome them on stage.
Yes.
So yeah, hi guys. We are Perception, and we want to make invisible cyclists visible. So in cars on the road have the problem to detect bikes, and cars crashing those bikes are the #1 reason for bike accidents on the road today. If you see those two situations, they are a horror show for cyclists, but they happen every day in road traffic. We envision the Vision Zero. Vision Zero means zero death and zero severe accidents on roads, but that's not how it happens right now. The number of bike accidents actually goes up, and there are more than 400 deaths in Germany per year. This also leads this also comes from the failing driver assistance systems, that cannot detect bikes behind objects, and to the amount of e-bikes that are getting faster and more. Just as said, there are 2 million e-bikes sold every year. So how can you protect yourself as a cyclist? You can buy better lights, you can buy better belts, or in case of doubt, you can buy a helmet. But that's not sufficient to protect yourself against those cars. So we at Perception, we alert drivers of cars by sending location and movement data from bikes to cars via V2X. And Sam is going to tell you how it works.
Thank you, Marius. So Car2X is basically a communication method that already exists, is tested and implemented, and is actually built into most new cars. Yeah. It works by sending data via cellular or Wi-Fi connection. So our product basically consists of two main components. That would be a sensor package and a central connectivity unit. The sensor package precisely detects the bike's speed, steering angle, and location via GPS, and then combines this data to produce a location and a heading accurate up to a centimeter. Also, the computation and communication happens in real time, of course, and is then directly sent to all nearby cars, which then can display this information however they like. This guarantees that the car drivers always have enough time to react to any incoming bicycle drivers. We plan to fully integrate the needed hardware during the assembly process, so all of this would basically be hidden and you couldn't see it. Yes. As you can see in this video, the driver will be alerted to the bike driver and know its precise location, even though neither the car nor the driver have a line of sight to the cyclist, and therefore prevent a crash. We think this will help a lot, especially with inner city crowded areas where cars often can't detect bicycles, even with all the assistant drivings, and especially autonomous cars cannot detect them.
Okay, so we are Perception, and we save lives through technology. Thank you.
I guess there's again a good question here in the jury. Sure.
Hi. So two questions. One question is, how would you start going on the market? As you said, it should be incorporated in the bike, whereas, I don't know, Wahoo and Garmin and so on, they measure most of the stuff that you want already, and you can just attach it to the bike. Second question is, why did you choose an approach where bike and car have to talk to each other, whereas a radio solution, for example, in a car or in a truck, can do that without communicating with the bike?
Yeah. So regarding the roadmap, we want to develop our prototype this year and test with the OEM next year to get the connection from the V2X to our bike localization system.
Yeah, I'd like to answer a bit of the first and the second question. So the problem right now is GPS is accurate up to most 4 meters, which is not enough. If the bike is next to you on a bike road and you just go straight ahead, you don't want your car warning, blinking lights at you that somehow the bike's on top of you. So you can't use a Garmin watch. You need very accurate GPS data. That's why it's a bit more difficult than that. And that's basically it. And also the communication to a car is a very, you need to be certified for it, so it's not that easy to be able to communicate with cars. And as you mentioned, you need a line of sight for radar and those sensors to work, which you don't need for our product. And in inner city areas, you mostly don't have line of sight.
Next question
is here. So there's one
here.
question from chat. How much is it to buy it?
We expect that you can buy it for €100 directly from the bike shop. Here it's Van Move online store. And then the manufacturer will equip the bike. You buy online with our technology. And you get it directly from the bike store.
Right, next question from Alex.
Thanks. So my question is, first of all, how much do your components cost? Because I think €100 for all the components you need for the communication is quite cheap. I'm not sure if you can even make it with a margin with this price. And the other thing is, for your solution to work so that I can rely a bit on it, you need a certain market share, for example, because I know the problem every time I drive around a corner with a bikeway, I look twice or even 3 times because maybe a bike driver is coming too fast. So how high do you think needs to be the percentage to even get some benefits from it? Because, I mean, many people drive old cars, used cars, so there's not the technology you need.
So to answer the first question, this prototype you see right now is 400 euros, but that's 80% to even 90% of the price is a GPS unit, which has real-time kinematics. We think we can get rid of that and just use a normal one and smart algorithms to get the localization better. And the second one was market share. We don't need market share. The only thing we need is cars that have this communication method. And as I said, most car builders actually build it right now into their cars. It's unknown, but most do it, like especially Volkswagen. All the new cars, the ID3, ID4, the new Golf, they all have the hardware already implemented.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
With our technology, we are just at the moment that the V2X communication starts. So we are actually first mover, early adopter of this technology, and using it in the bike is, we are there first too.
Great. You can just go deep in next after. Get it Right, thanks a lot. You can go into deep conversations afterwards as well if you feel like it. So topic change, no more bikes. We are nearly at the end. Next team will be Emre and Eric from our team Medox on stage. It just takes a while until their prototype is here. Just another second.
Perfect. Does it work? Okay, great. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. We are Team Medox, and we are in pursuit of a healthier world. This sweet lady is my grandma. She lives alone, and unfortunately, she has early-phase dementia, which causes her to frequently forget and refuse doing her everyday activities, like taking her medicines. And missing critical medications can cause serious health complications and creates enormous amount of effort for her caretakers, like me and my father, such as driving long distances to her home just to check her medications. And guess what? Everyone in this room may have the same problem, as a new person is added to the millions of dementia patients worldwide every 3 seconds, causing billions of hours of caretaking.
But don't worry. To fight against this problem, we came up with a smart medication dispenser with a human touch. So Medox dispenser ensures that the first stage dementia people take their medication at the right dosage at the right time. So as you see here, Emre is now filling the dispenser with all the medication that is necessary for the entire next week. Now our reminder system will prepare enough dosage and remind the grandma to take the medication, and the built-in sensors will detect the consumption. All of this is communicated by a friendly voice and the face of either live or pre-recorded videos from the Emre. So let us demonstrate it.
Good morning, Grandma. Here's Emre, your grandson. Can you come to the kitchen, please, to take your medications? Thank you. You look gorgeous, Grandma. Missed you so much. Can you take your medications and drink them with water? Thank you. You are the best, Grandma. I will come and visit you soon.
That's how easy it is. As you saw, the grandma only has to go there to the box, take the medication, and by now, Emre has already received a notification in the app that his grandma took the medication. So, as you saw, to promote the medication consumption, we are trying to build a personalizable communication, easy-to-use user experience, and an app that can help the monitoring process. We are confident that our solution helps to encourage patients to take their medications, as during one of the interviews, their response was, I would go to the box and drink my medication just to see the face of my grandchild.
We are the team of designers, hustlers, and nerds who try to tackle one of the most important problems in the century. And now it's some time for us to do something for the generation that did everything that they were possible to do for us, and stick with us. And in the end, you would be able to give this box to your grandparents as a present by this Christmas. Thank you.
Very great presentation. Sorry. Is there a question in the jury? Yes, maybe start with Annette.
Hi, Annette again. What is the product offering? Is it just the box, or is it also the individual pills and stuff? Do you like also sort them and see whether it's the right ones?
Definitely. We are trying to produce, as you see, there is a water, specifically so that everything is in one solution. And we will also have like as I said, for the next entire week, somebody could fill up all the medication, and there will be a schedule through the app at the final product, and it will just divide the medication, provide the special medication at the right time with the right dosage, and somebody has to just drink it one pill with the water that is provided as well with the water dispenser.
But it's not like a pre-packed blister that you just insert, but there's a person needed?
Yeah,
like
person.
No, actually our aim is to create single compartments for single medicines, and our device will create the specific dosage for the time by mixing the ingredients of in those compartments.
Hey, Rebecca here. People with dementia, it's hard to train something new, right? And especially in that generation now facing dementia, they're not really tech savvy. So having a screen and buttons and a screen talking to them might be even scary. So how would you kind of overcome that hurdle with the person using that device?
So we are aware of this problem. Thank you very much for the question. And we designed our product specifically to deal with this problem, such that our device needs no interaction from the elderly people, because our device detects the grandparents or the elderly people and their consumption via built-in sensors. And the only thing that the elderly dementia patients have to do is to consume their medicines with water. And one more fact, for this generation, we are aware of this problem, but we have a positive trend that the generation is changing and becoming more familiar with technology. So we might be implementing like one-button feedback structures, but for now, our product requires no interaction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would have another question about your go-to-market strategy. Do you want to do your pilots like with individual customers, or do you plan to go some more larger corporations, insurances, to go into the market to get the feedback? Because I think it will be quite important to know the real challenge that it will be used actually in the end.
Exactly, that's a very good question. For that, we were interviewing with care pedagogues and doctors, and our first aim to test our product is to go to care centers and let our product interact with care pedagogues and get their feedback.
Right. Thanks again, Team Meta. I'm already very upset to announce our last team, Team Headspace, with Alina and Andrea, Dani and Andrea on stage now. They should be coming soon. Hi, I'm Daniela, and this is Andrea. We are Headspace, and we want to create balance for the modern world. Have you ever
been in that situation? Your boss gives you a strict deadline. You already have hundreds of things to do. Maybe you even spill your coffee over your laptop. How would you feel like? Probably a bit overwhelmed, frustrated, or worried. But most of all, you feel stressed. Did you know that stress cost sick days cost 10.3 billion euros every year in Germany of gross value added? Let alone the emotional and physical damage of stress. Sick days due to burnouts have actually tripled in the last 10 years. But I have good news for you. To tackle this problem, we designed the multifunctional, discreet, and elegant headpiece. It's something you would use in the office every day anyways, or nowadays in times of Corona in the home office. It's a headset, but how can a headset help relieve stress? It is proven that acupressure, warmth, and sound can decrease the stress level. This is why we included exactly those functions into our headpiece.
The headpiece comes with an app for the users to regulate the warmth and vibration settings and to also follow their statistics on stress levels. And we're also offering a company dashboard with anonymous and summarized information on stress levels and trends across departments as an HR tool. We also believe that there is a high market potential with a 52% growth in the market for headsets in the last 5 years and with an increasing share of stressed people in the country. Our business model will have at first a B2B focus with a monthly subscription of 12 euros per user and with a setup fee, a one-time payment of 50 euros per user. And this is the team. We have a background on healthcare, mechanical engineering, and business, and we've made the headpiece our passion project. We brought 2 prototypes for you to see. First, we have the functional one. You get a notification to activate the headpiece when it senses you have a high stress level. So the massage, the rotating massage starts and it gets warm in order to release muscle tension. And then we also actually have a visual prototype, which is here. And this is how we imagine that our headpiece will look like in the future. So thank you very much for listening, and let's fight stress together.
I think we all can agree now that everyone needs one of those. So yeah, feel free to try it out afterwards. Is there a question in the jury? Sure.
Rebecca here. So I was wondering about your business model. Stress is like a personal thing, right? So people might be worried to share these kind of data with their employers, even if it's promised that it's not on a personal level, but rather average scores. So why was your decision to focus on the B2B market and just not entering the well-being market in more general terms?
So first of all, why we wanted to focus on B2B is because we want to actually see if we can really decrease the stress levels in the company. We had interviews with HR departments, and we see that they really have the need to improve their stress management. This is why, of course, data protection is very important. That's why we decided to only do it on a very anonymous level. So nobody knows that, for example, you're stressed right now. Of course, that's nothing you want to do, right? But yeah, that's why we want to first focus on B2B and have like a pilot project, see if it works. Also, if like the data the HR department would need, can provide as well. But of course, our goal later on is to also go directly to the consumers. Yeah.
Any other question? Right, so I guess all of you want to try it out afterwards. Feel free to do so. Yeah, then thank you, Headpiece, for this amazing presentation. Yes, so this this was it. You students can now relax. Your part is done here. And I think I speak for all the coaches. We are amazed what you have done. I'm just still can't believe it, because 5 days ago, it looked a bit different at some teams and at some prototypes. So yeah, great progress here. And now we are going to think about the awards. So dear audience, the voting is now free. So if you have done any voting before, it's not counting. Dear students, put your phone away. I can see it. So, for everyone in the audience in the live stream who wants to vote or is giving the Think Award, which is the best idea, can now either scan the QR code shown in the screen in the live stream or click on the link below in the description. You have now time to vote, and because the students or all of the 10 teams did like a short trailer, teaser, 30 seconds, we are now doing a quick recap for every team, starting with the first team, Team Kopi.
Okay, pay attention, Mr. Bond. Here is your new car. So, it is all the usual refinements, like rockets and machine guns. And this, I am particularly proud of. I call it the co-pilot. It's your co-pilot. It shows you the current speed limit and the distance to the car in front. Because, may I remind you, Mr. Bond, you have the license to kill, not to break a traffic law.
Q, you know me. I would never think of that.
To remember who food angels were, next teaser, please. Next is going to be cultivation. Yeah, again, don't forget to vote for your favorite team, the best idea. And next team is going to be Flocus. Next trailer is going to be from Brainside. yeah, let's also not forget about the great presentation from Air Scout. Let's also not forget the trailer from Lifty.
Many people have problems reaching the ground when they're stopping with their bikes. That's why we developed an automatic dropper post that brings you closer to the ground for its safety stop. As soon as you start riding again, it brings you back up automatically. For more safety and fun riding your bike, Lifty, your next dropper post.
Yes, so let's also not forget perception.
25% of all traffic accidents between bicycles and cars are due to the car driver's restricted view of the cyclist. Perception technology makes invisible cyclists visible and your bike the safest on the road.
And also the very personal product from Maddox.
About 50 million people in the world suffer from dementia, most of them above the age of 60. Dementia patients suffer from impairments to memory and thinking, which affects their ability to carry out everyday activities, including taking medication. This leads to serious complications in their health and can be very stressful for their caretakers. We are Team Maddox, and we are solving this problem to make the world healthier.
And our last trailer from Headpiece. Yes, so I can just say great job again. And other students, please put your phone away, no cheating. Yes, so the jury will now go outside and discuss the other two awards. And voting is closed now. Perfect. Two success stories from two other people from TMS. It will be, as you can see below, Eleonore from B-Worm, and in the upper corner it's Bilal from Ansgar Robotics, who have been very successful, and you will just hear it now in the interview while the jury is outside discussing, and afterwards will be the award ceremony.
Genau, dann vielen Dank, dass ihr beide euch heute die Zeit genommen habt. Damit wir das Interview direkt richtig starten, würde es mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr beide euch erstmal vorstellen könntet und euren Pitch bzw. eure Idee, die ihr damals hattet. Dann fangen wir am besten mit B-Worm bzw. Eleonore an.
Ja, gerne. Also ich heiße Eleonore, ich komme ursprünglich aus Südtirol in Italien und ich habe an der TUM Industriedesign studiert und im Laufe meines Industriedesign-Studiums auch Think.Make.Start besucht. Und da ist die Idee zu B-Worm entstanden, und zwar entwickeln wir einen biotechnologischen Recyclingprozess, um Polyethylen abzubauen. Polyethylen ist weltweit der meistgenutzte Kunststoff und wir suchen nach Mikroorganismen, die bestimmte Enzyme produzieren, und anhand dieser Enzyme bauen wir das Material ab und kriegen im besten Fall wiederverwendbare Rohstoffe raus.
Ziemlich cool.
Genau, ich heiße Bilal Tarek, ich bin einer der 4 Gründer von Angst Robotics. Ich habe auch an der TU München studiert, im Bachelor und im Master Maschinenbau, und war dann am Ende von meinem Master eben auch im Orga-Team von Think.Make.Start dabei, wo ich eben auch 2 von meinen 3 Mitgründern kennengelernt habe, die damals eben schon mit der Idee zu Think.Make.Start gekommen sind, die wir heute umsetzen. Und was wir eben machen, ist, dass wir autonome Reinigungsmaschinen für Grünflächen bauen, weil da besonders der kleinteilige Müll, sowas wie Zigaretten und Kronkorken, eben ein Problem ist. Dort passiert die Reinigung eigentlich bis heute händisch, manuell, und dann für die Reinigungskräfte ist es eben sehr schwer, diesen kleinteiligen Müll zu erkennen und zu entfernen. Und da setzen wir eben an und möchten da eine bessere Qualität bieten.
Super cool, beide Ideen. Wie seid ihr denn damals auf auf das Problem, was ihr jetzt da bearbeitet habt? Das sind jetzt super unterschiedliche Probleme. Wie seid ihr darauf in dieser kurzen Zeit gekommen?
Ich fange mal wieder an. Also bei mir war es so, dass ich tatsächlich schon vorher die Idee im Kopf hatte, weil ich im ersten Projekt, was ich an der Uni gemacht habe, schon an einem ähnlichen Thema gearbeitet habe und da zum ersten Mal eben über kunststoffzersetzende Mikroorganismen gelesen habe. Und unser Glück oder mein Glück war, dass bei Think.Make.Start da neu die Biokitchen auch dazu kam, also ein Labor, wo man auch als Nicht-Naturwissenschaftler Sachen ausprobieren konnte, und dass ich da eben auch zum ersten Mal Biologen getroffen habe, mit denen ich das zusammen mal ausprobieren konnte, und so ist das entstanden. Also die Idee war quasi schon im Hinterkopf, und durch das Setup, das uns bei Think.Make.Start geboten wurde, konnten wir das zum ersten Mal ausprobieren und feststellen, dass es ja eigentlich ganz gut klappen könnte.
Absolut.
Bei uns war die Idee tatsächlich auch schon zum Teil davor vorhanden, aber wirklich auch in den Kinderschuhen. Mein Mitgründer Karl, der kam damals zu Think.Make.Start und hatte eben schon im Kopf, dass es dieses Problem gibt, wenn man sich zum Beispiel auch in München im englischen Garten aufhält und sich mal im Sommer auf die Wiese setzt, dann sieht es auf den ersten Blick eigentlich ganz schön aus, aber dann merkt man eigentlich auch, wie viel kleinteiligen Müll man so sitzt und wie unschön es ist, dass man so viel Zigaretten unter sich hat. Im Endeffekt wusste er auch noch nicht so ganz genau, was er damit macht, und ja, wie schon gerade gesagt, das bei Think.Make.Start, das Setting bei Think.Make.Start hat eigentlich ermöglicht, dass diese Idee wachsen konnte, das Team gefunden werden konnte und im Endeffekt dann auch ein guter Ansatz für die Lösung des Problems gefunden wurde.
Ich habe die Prototypenentwicklung gesehen bei Ansgar Robotik, ziemlich cool. Also das war schon sehr beeindruckend, auch was jetzt am Ende da rausgekommen ist, und das würde dann auch die nächste Frage sein bei euch beiden. Also was hat euch dann dazu gebracht, die Idee dann auch nach TMS vor allen Dingen so erfolgreich weiterzuführen? Gerne Eleonore wieder.
Also bei mir war es so, dass mich die Idee einfach von Anfang an eingenommen hat und ich davon irgendwie nicht mehr loskam. Und ich dann auch beschlossen hatte, das in meiner Masterarbeit fortzusetzen. Da musste ich ein bisschen dafür kämpfen, das an einem Designlehrstuhl durchzusetzen. Und nach der Masterarbeit hat sich dann die Frage gestellt, macht man es jetzt weiter oder nicht? Und da war es bei mir tatsächlich so, dass ich da sehr unentschlossen war, weil es natürlich ein sehr riskantes Thema ist. Aber es gab dann ein Zeichen von oben, mehr oder weniger, und zwar haben wir mit dem Ergebnis der Masterarbeit den Biomimetic Idea Award von der Munich School of Bioengineering gewonnen. Und dann war das Ding entschieden.
Von oben.
Ja.
Ziemlich cool.
Ja, bei uns war es eben so, dadurch, dass Karl damals auch schon davor hinter dieser Idee stand, war für ihn eigentlich relativ klar, dass er das erstmal so nebenbei weiterführt. Und dann waren da eben Karl und Lukas direkt nach Think.Make.Start, wo das Feedback ja auch sehr gut war. Also unter anderem hat ANXA ja auch einen Preis gewonnen, den Publikumpreis, und haben gemerkt, okay, die Idee kommt gut an und gleichzeitig ist auch das Thema einfach super relevant. Ja, sie haben den Impact hinter der Idee gesehen und haben das die ersten Monate erstmal zu zweit gemacht. Dann natürlich noch nicht mit dem höchsten Tempo, weil einfach die Ungewissheit da war. Und als dann ein halbes Jahr später wieder Think.Make.Start war und Karl und ich uns dann als Coaches wieder getroffen haben, haben wir dann über die Idee gesprochen und gesehen, okay, das hat sich auch weiterentwickelt und dass sie da gerade auch Verstärkung im Team brauchen. Bin ich ins Team gekommen und wir haben gemerkt, dass es ganz gut passt und dass wir eigentlich ready sind, den nächsten Schritt zu gehen. Und dadurch, dass wir alle am Ende vom Studium waren, und man über Think.Make.Start hinaus generell an der TU, aber auch mit sowas wie dem Access Gründerstipendium eigentlich ganz coole Möglichkeiten hat, um einfach auch mal gewagtere Ideen auszuprobieren, haben wir gedacht, wir machen das, weil wir einfach hinter der Idee stehen und weil wir den Impact sehen und schauen, wohin es uns trägt. Und bisher läuft es ganz gut, würde ich sagen.
Wenn das nicht motivierend ist für die aktuellen Studierenden bei TMS, genau, also man hört ja schon raus, dass ihr das immer noch aktuell beide hauptberuflich betreibt. Wollt ihr einen ganz kurzen Insight geben, wie oder wo eure Idee heute seit TMS, beziehungsweise wo sie jetzt aktuell steht?
Ja, bei uns ist es so, dass wir mittlerweile ein Team von 8 Leuten sind. Also sind 2 Biologen ins Kernteam dazugekommen. Wir sind quasi zu dritt im Gründungsteam und wir haben 5 zusätzliche Volunteers und Studenten, die uns helfen. Wir machen auch gerade 2 Masterarbeiten und wir sind eng vernetzt mit dem Lehrstuhl für Mikrobiologie und anderen Lehrstühlen, die uns da unterstützen. Wir haben im letzten Jahr ein kunststoffzersetzendes Bakterium und ein Konsortium isoliert, mit denen wir jetzt gerade weiterarbeiten. Und ja, es wird jetzt gerade richtig spannend bei uns. Also das ist so der Stand.
Darf man fragen, also du promovierst auch aktuell, richtig?
Nee, ich promoviere nicht. Ich habe tatsächlich auch noch einen Nebenjob, weil unsere Idee natürlich sehr langfristig angelegt ist, aber ich widme mich ungefähr 35 Stunden in der Woche BUM.
Okay, sehr cool. Und bei dir, Bilal?
Genau, also wir sind ja vor circa 2 Jahren bei TMS gestartet und seitdem hat sich jetzt unter anderem auch das Gründerteam erweitert. Wir sind mittlerweile 4 Gründer, haben noch unseren 4. Mitgründer Filippo mit ins Boot geholt, der bei uns jetzt auch so die Mechanik macht, und haben dahinter, das wechselt natürlich immer, weil man über die TUM natürlich viele Studierende immer im Team hat, die dann unterschiedliche Abschlussarbeiten und Sonstiges in allen Bereichen schreiben. Aktuell sind es, glaube ich, 12 Stück, die bei uns Bachelor- und Masterarbeiten und IDPs und Sonstiges, Werbung an der Stelle, bei uns machen. Genau. Und vom Produkt her oder vom Prototypen sind wir aktuell beim Prototypen der 4. Generation. Da kann ich auch im Nachgang nochmal ein Bild schicken. Wir waren beim 3. eigentlich schon bei einem System, wo wir sagen, wir können im Prinzip damit zeigen, wie das Produkt auch in Zukunft aussehen soll. Es könnte schon Müll picken. Aber mit dem 4. sind wir jetzt schon bei einem deutlich robusteren System. Es ist auch schon teilautonom. Es macht aber Spaß, das Ding beim Laufen zu sehen. Und es ist, glaube ich, so der logische Schritt, dass wir dann nächstes Jahr mit einer Art Vorserie, mit der ersten kleinen Serie starten können, tatsächlich schon.
Das heißt also, 2022 können wir erwarten, im Münchner, also im englischen Garten, dann die Roboter zu sehen? Oder gibt es also in die Richtung auch schon Gespräche?
In München tatsächlich nicht. Die ersten Geräte werden tatsächlich in Berlin laufen.
Gut, das Publikum weiß dann Bescheid, wo es hinfahren muss. Ja, genau, ihr wisst ja, oder es wissen ja alle, wie schwierig der Gründungs- und auch der Startup-Prozess ist, besonders auch jetzt vielleicht noch in Deutschland, wo die Startup-Kultur noch nicht so hoch ist. Wie hat euch TMS eigentlich dabei geholfen? Jetzt auch, ihr könnt gerne auch nochmal einen kurzen Insight geben, welche Hürden ihr hattet. Es ist ja nicht immer alles nur rosig, schätzen wir. Ja, aber auch besonders natürlich, wie TMS euch geholfen hat.
Also bei mir war es so, dass ich fand, dass TMS schon ziemlich gut die Realität abbildet bezüglich auf die Situation, in die man geworfen wird, weil man ist einfach instant aus seiner Komfortzone draußen und muss die ganze Zeit schauen, wie man sich irgendwie über Wasser hält. Und dieses Gefühl ist konstant präsent, wenn man diesen Weg einschlägt. Aber was man, glaube ich, auch lernt, ist, sich nicht zu ernst zu nehmen, also auch einfach Fehler zuzulassen und zu lernen, schnell zu lernen und eine gewisse Resilienz zu entwickeln. Und das ist, glaube ich, auch was man für diesen Weg auf jeden Fall braucht. Also man muss irgendwie, ja, man darf sich nicht aus der Ruhe bringen lassen, weil es wird viel auf einen einprasseln und das kann man bei TMS ganz gut üben, würde ich mal sagen.
Ich glaube, du hast eigentlich schon alles Wichtige gesagt. Ich würde an der Stelle nur ganz kurz ergänzen, dass ich habe damals ja Think.Make.Start aus der Coach-Perspektive tatsächlich erlebt und gar nicht ich war ja gar nicht im ersten Team von ANGSA, aber das für uns damals auch schon und ich glaube auch mit dem Coaching- und Orga-Team, das ich jetzt sehe hinter Think.Make.Start und mich auch davon überzeugt, dass es genauso ist, dass das Wichtigste irgendwie war, wie schafft man in diesem, wie du auch schon gesagt hast, Eleonore, dieses sehr ambivalente und schnelllebige, auch dieser sehr wilde, kreative Prozess, den man da irgendwie hat. Wie schafft man da irgendwie trotzdem Leitplanken und Unterstützungen, damit zum einen natürlich diese Kreativität nicht irgendwie verloren geht, damit die Leute die Möglichkeit haben, sich da wirklich auch in der ersten Phase von Think.Make.Start, wo es ja auch viel darum geht, Ideen zu finden, überhaupt zu verstehen, in welche Richtung es geht, dass sie sich da entfalten können, ohne die Orientierung zu verlieren und ohne an einen Punkt zu kommen, wo man sagt, okay, ich bin eigentlich komplett überfordert und ich weiß nicht wie. Und das ist bei Think.Make.Start, glaube ich, echt ein gutes Setting. Und dann kombiniert, glaube ich, einfach mit dieser Entspanntheit, die natürlich bei diesem Programm einfach durchläuft, hilft es einem da irgendwie kühlen Kopf zu bewahren. Und von daher ist man da, glaube ich, ja, es ist gar nicht so viel Zeit, Think.Make.Start, aber man hat, glaube ich, am Ende dann schon mal die Möglichkeit gehabt, ganz gut mal einen ersten Blick auf die Idee zu werfen und zu schauen, ob das ja prinzipiell irgendwie Potenzial hat. Also für uns war das ein super wichtiger Start.
Es wurde ja gerade schon auch angedeutet, durch meine Frage natürlich auch, aber gibt es auch auf jeden Fall noch was ihr jetzt den aktuellen Studierenden, die jetzt ihre Idee gepitcht haben, was ihr denen mit auf den Weg geben wollt, um vielleicht auch weiter an der Idee zu arbeiten und nicht direkt nach Think.Make.Start aufzuhören?
Also ich finde, das Wichtigste ist, dass man wirklich ein Problem bearbeitet, also bitte nicht zuerst irgendwelche Technologien sich ausdenken und dann das Problem dazu suchen, sondern bitte gerne umgekehrt. Ich denke, wir sind an einem Punkt der Geschichte angelangt, wo wir uns das nicht mehr leisten können, das andersrum zu machen. Und ich denke, es ist dann auch viel einfacher dran zu bleiben, weil man einfach eine Passion fürs Problem hat. Also wenn man sich für das Problem nicht interessiert, wenn man wirklich kein persönliches Interesse daran hat, dass es gelöst wird, dann hältst du das nicht durch. Also wirklich meine Empfehlung, sucht euch was, wofür euch wirklich begeistert, was euch wirklich am Herzen liegt und arbeitet dann an dem Thema, weil dann fühlt es sich einfach nicht wie Arbeiten an.
Das ist schon mal auf jeden Fall ein super Ansatz und ich hoffe, das nehmen sich die Studierenden auch zu Herzen. Das klang sehr überzeugend und wäre auch super, wenn sie es so machen.
Sonst gibt es Ärger. Nee, Spaß.
Ja, von meiner Seite ist, ich glaube, dass eine gute Balance herrschen sollte zwischen auf sein eigenes Bauchgefühl vertrauen, wobei ich aber auch aus eigener Erfahrung, wie du es auch gerade gesagt hast, Eleonore, mit den Tech-Leuten weiß ich, die vertrauen dann meistens ein bisschen zu sehr auf ihr Bauchgefühl, aber im Kern geht es darum, dass man schon auf sich selbst hören darf und auch einschätzen kann, was man für richtig hält. Aber im Endeffekt kann man die Idee nur validieren mit dem Feedback von außen, von Kunden, von den Nutzern. Und das machen wir bis heute. Das machen wir bis heute, dass wir ständig unsere Idee hinterfragen und auch überlegen, wie wir die Idee anpassen können. Und das würde ich mitgeben, dass bei Think.Make.Start, auch wenn man am Anfang vielleicht in dieser Findungsphase ist, was ist das Problem, was ist die Idee, die wir bearbeiten und wenn man die auch gefunden hat, zum einen, dass man sich ständig hinterfragt, ob es der richtige Weg ist, ob man das verfeinern kann, auch wenn es ein guter Weg ist, aber auch umgekehrt es wird Teams geben, die vielleicht nicht an Tag 1 die beste Idee finden oder die auch in der Mitte des Programms dann so ein bisschen an einem Punkt sind, wo sie andere Teams sehen, die vielleicht vermeintlich weiter sind, aber das heißt gar nichts. Also im Endeffekt geht es darum, dass man da dran bleibt, dass man da kühlen Kopf bewahrt und einfach weiter danach sucht. Wie gesagt, das ist nicht super einfach, aber ich glaube, wenn man immer in diesem Hinterfragen und Gespräche führen und Interviews führen Modus bleibt und da einmal drin ist, dann ist es mehr eine Frage der Zeit als von irgendwas anderem.
Sehr, sehr inspirierend von euch beiden. Vielen, vielen Dank. Wir würden jetzt auf jeden Fall auch im Anschluss nochmal ganz kurz auf eure Produkte verlinken, um Ihnen dann nochmal hier auch zu zeigen, was das für tolle Ideen sind und falls ihr auch mehr Informationen dazu wollt. Und dann erstmal von unserer Teamseite aus vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr euch die Zeit genommen habt für das Interview. Und ich hoffe, man sieht euch, beziehungsweise ihr seid sowieso aktuell im Livestream drin. Genau, sonst stoppe ich jetzt die Aufnahme. Ich muss
Yes, so sorry we stressed you so much. We all forgot how long we have talked to them. Sorry. But I'd like to now welcome on stage a TMS All-Star, Miguel.
So, who is the winner of the Think Award? The Think Award is awarded to the team with the best idea, and it's awarded by the audience, everyone who's looking at the live stream, and therefore the winners are Headpiece. Please come on stage.
Is on? Hi. Thanks for all the people at home watching the live stream. Thanks to all of you for voting for us and for our idea. Thank you.
Bit closer.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I have, no, it's too loud, sorry. I have the pleasure to announce the Make Prize, and the Make Prize is for the best prototype. It was a lot like a short pitch, and it was really hard to evaluate for us, like what's really a prototype and what's actually working and what's mock data and what's really there. We tried to do our best. I think we've seen a lot of really, really cool prototypes today. But as you can see as you can know, there's only one team that can win the Make Prize. And we decided to go for Team Copy. Congrats. 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 Go to the side. You have to continue clapping, otherwise it's super awkward.
Thank you so much for everyone. Would you like it?
Yeah, thank you very much. We really enjoyed working on our prototype and working at TMS, and it was really nice to meet all the people here. So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so the final award is the Start Award, and it goes to the team that has the biggest business potential. So we were looking into industries, into business models, into scalability, and it was a close race, and we are happy to congratulate Brainside. So it's a super interesting industry you are in. It's a great business model, and we can already see a great potential success later. Congrats.
Thank you very much. We should maybe remove the mouse, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, I take over here during all this crazy award ceremony. All right, a huge thank you to you, jury. Yeah, I mean, we are reaching now the end. And afterwards, you can talk to the teams again if you feel like it and you want to test any of those prototypes. But we have some news. We have a new project manager, and I would like to welcome on stage Julia.
Hello. Good evening, and also a warm welcome and almost goodbye from my side. I'm Julia, you know me. Hi to the audience. Yeah, I'm part of the news. Another part of the news is that we have our brand new website launched today. So check out www.tms.tum.de. And you can get all updates on the website, also the application for the next batches very soon. Another news I would like to share with you is that we're going to have 4 batches next year, starting 2022, in different locations here in Garching and also in the city of Munich at the Arzestraße. We will find a location there. So next year we're going to have 4 batches to give even more students the opportunity to take part at Think.Make.Start. And I also would like to take the opportunity for myself to thank my wonderful team of coaches and assistants here at Think.Make.Start. It was the first time for me, and I'm really thrilled to be working in such an inspiring and lively and, I mean, incredible atmosphere. And I'm really, really happy to have such a great team at TMS here with me. I would like to, namely, you met Miguel already, you met Annabelle already. I would like to thank Jessie, who spent hours and days on the hygiene concept. I mean, working really hard on that one, which is not the only competence. You bring a lot. She's also an architect like me. You bring a lot on the table, so thank you very, very much. I also would like... I also would like to thank Max and Max, our tech experts in many, many aspects. Without their help, this event wouldn't be possible. Carmen, I would like to thank you for your energetic and constant and really, I mean, expertise you bring on the table with the business coaching for the teams. Working weekends as well. Thank you very much. Great, well done, really. Together with Annabelle, who you met already, where is she? But yeah, there she, who did also the business coaching for you teams. And I would like to continue with, I have to find Max and Max I have already. Toby, he's not here now because he's busy otherwise, but he was very, very present during the last 2 weeks as a design consultant, giving you a lot of help and insight as far as I see it now. And last but not least, I would love to thank all the assistants we have. We have Ying-Yung, we have Markus, we have Fabian, we have Maren and Onur. Thank you. Without your help, also this event, and I missed somebody, and that's why, Benny. Thank you for your tech expertise and also for the calm and cool you kept during the whole event. Nothing could sort of stop you from just giving advice whenever it was needed. Thank you very, very much, Benny. So my last call goes to the audience. If you're students, please check out the website. There will be applications dates soon online, and apply for TMS next year, probably starting March and April. If you are members of the startup ecosystem and you want to support the teams you saw today, get in touch via us or reach out to the teams directly. I'm sure that would be very much appreciated. And maybe, you never know, maybe today you were witnessing the starting point for the next unicorn. You never know. So keep in touch, stay tuned at TMS, and thank you very, very much. And I would like to hand over to the last speaker, Belinda. She's the manager of Incubator, and she will have the last word. Thank you. Thank you.
Consulting today. You might be wondering what could be your next step. This could be it. So TUM Startup Consulting is a one-stop agency, and we do not only provide you with feedback on your idea or pitch training, we also help you write the business plan or acquire public funding such as Exist. We are on the intersection to a lot of TUM partners. We have a good network, so we can forward you to the individual stakeholders. And we also provide you with free office space here in the Entrepreneurship Center on the first floor. There's the TUM Incubator, so please get in touch. We have twice a year events happening. You might have participated in May in the TUM Entrepreneurship Day. And now upcoming in November, we have the TUM Idea Award happening. We also have a network of experts that you can ask with specific questions. And of course, we foster here a community of startups so that you can give each other peer-to-peer feedback. And who are the faces behind TUM Startup Consulting? So this is my team. In total, we are right now 9 startup consultants. One is still missing on this picture, who has a specialization in robotics and AI, but that's the rest of the team. And what do you have to have in order to join TUM Startup Consulting? So you have to have a technology-based business idea. You have to have at least one founder that is connected to Technical University of Munich. And your startup project should not be incorporated yet. Exactly, the rest of the points I already touched upon. And yeah, this is why I wanted just to promote the TUM Incubator. I'm the TUM Incubator manager, and you can find us, and especially here. There's the TUM Incubator, and you can find the startups like VWarm and Angsta also on the first floor of this building. So how can you reach us? Here is the link where you can reach us, or you can go on the TUM website and find the request for initial consultation. Just fill out the form, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Really the last word now, so and then it's over. So thank you all. That's a wrap here now. Students, we are really looking forward, and as well to the jury, to have the beer after the cleaning. So yeah, goodbye viewers, see you in the next batch, hopefully. Maybe some of the students as assistants here. We are looking forward to it. Bye-bye.